Hello guys, this is JMH Top 10. I'm Mason, and today I'm going to be counting down the top 10 Call of Duty games of all time. So, this one's going to be a ride. Let's just say that. Number 10. Coming in at number 10, we have Call of Duty 3. Now, I don't have like a list or anything, and I'm not like looking at stuff or anything. I'm just like, from my experience, this is what I'm basically doing. So I'm not going to know everything, but I thought Call of Duty 3 was alright. But I can't really judge it that much because I haven't played the campaign yet. So, I can't really judge about the campaign, if it was good or not. But I can definitely say I didn't like the multiplayer. Let's just put it at that. I did not like the multiplayer at all. The multiplayer was like total anarchy with all the hacks and hacks and hacks and hacks. Everybody was hacking. It was so annoying. I played it for like 3 days, and I just could not take any of it because so many people were hacking, and I was on a public, match and everything, team deathmatch, just to test it out, and I was like so devastated. I was like, how Activision, how could you let this happen? I just hate when people hack on public matches. It just gets on my nerves. That's one thing that makes Mason very mad. Anyways, I just didn't like it that much, and I can't really say anything about the campaign. All I know is that it's like a lot different than most of the campaigns. You get to switch between like different characters and stuff, and you get to play as like different armies and whatnot from different countries. I hear Canada's in it, so yeah, go Canada, go maple syrup and all that stuff. So, I just don't really know what to say about the campaign, so I'm just going to move on because, I don't know anything. If you want to know more about Call of Duty 3's campaign, then just look it up. Alright, anyways, moving on. Number 9. So, in number 9, we have Call of Duty 2. So, it's going down one. Call of Duty 2 was released in 2005. I forgot to say, of course, Call of Duty 3 was released in 2006. I forgot to say that. But Call of Duty 2 was kind of similar in like as far like graphics and all that stuff. I found it kind of similar, but the campaign is really great. How you're like start off as the Russians, and the Germans come to invade, so you gotta like stop them and get to all those places. It was a really good campaign, solid story, and for most of these, I'm gonna try not to spoil the campaign by like saying what happens and all that stuff. So I'm going to try and just tell you how it plays and how the multiplayer is. I'm going to try and keep the campaign kind of scarce so that, you can play it for yourself if you haven't already. So yeah, the campaign was good, and the multiplayer was actually surprisingly not that bad. Before I was saying that, the old Call of Duties have really bad multiplayer and all that stuff because of all the lag and all the people trying to hack and all that stuff. But this one actually wasn't that bad. I played it for like a solid month. Most of the older Call of Duty games, by the way, I don't really play because I have an Xbox 360. So like, it's kind of hard to find a super old Call of Duties now too. So I've played every single Call of Duty game though. I can assure you that. Even Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty Classic, that's not going to be on this list because it just doesn't fit, and I didn't really play much of it. So it's kind of tough, but the multiplayer actually was pretty good. So, A+. Well, no, if I'm being honest, maybe like B+ for multiplayer and campaign. Everything was alright. So, that was a pretty good game, especially for 2005. So, anyways, moving on. So, coming in at number 8, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now, I really like Modern Warfare 3, and there's so many games, there's so many Call of Duty games these days, any spot could have been filled. They're all really good. Well, some of them aren't the greatest, but all of them are good, at least, if not better. So, Modern Warfare 3, I thought was great, because of course, the Modern Warfare series was the birth of Spec Ops, and that's just, like, awesome. Spec Ops is so much fun. If you're not familiar with Spec Ops, it's basically like zombies, except in Black Ops, except it's like, instead of zombies, it's people. It's That's an easy way to put it. And if you're not familiar with zombies either, basically you're just you're there, and you can play split screen multiplayer or like online multiplayer too. You're there, and then there's different rounds. Round one, there's some guys who come in and try and kill you and stuff, and it's not that hard. Usually the first round is pretty easy, so you kill them, and then you get money for every kill that you make. And then as you go up in the rounds, it gets more hard, or it gets harder, I should have said. Oh, sorry, grammar alert. But yeah, so you use the money that you get from kills to buy better stuff. So when the harder levels come along, you're prepared. And they have everything from like helicopters with big machine guns coming to shoot you to juggernauts that are like huge, like literally gigantic. So yeah, it starts to turn into a challenge. But if you like a challenge, then play Spec Ops. On hard even. So yeah, it also had a great campaign. I think it really went on, and it was hard. It was honestly challenging for me because I played it on hard, and it was very hard. Like I found myself stuck so much, and that was really annoying. But I appreciated Call of Duty for making a challenge, like a really really good challenge for those who want a challenge. It's like there's two types of Call of Duty gamers: the ones that are maybe good, but they don't really challenge themselves enough, and they always play on easy and campaign and stuff. And there's those ones that really want a challenge and they really want to get better, so they go on, hard and try and see if they can do that. Now, I would say I try and play on hard for most of my, Call of Duty games. I will admit that I am on regular for some of them. I'm not on recruit for any of them, so I'm not that person. Don't worry. But all around, the multiplayer was good too. For a game that was rushed like 6 months, I think it was, or something like that. It has lots of stuff. Like they started off kind of small, but they kept adding weapons and they kept adding maps and all that stuff, and it was just going great. So yeah, solid title, MW3. So yet again, moving on. Number 7. And for 7, we got Call of Duty. What should I do? Yeah. Advanced Warfare. That's right, I said it. Advanced Warfare is alright. It's alright. It's an okay game. Like, I probably should have moved it a little bit lower. Maybe reverse MW3 and Advanced Warfare, because it's good. Like, it's a solid game. Campaign's good, multiplayer's good. I just think, sorry, I got a bad case of the hiccups now. I went to go take a shower, and somehow I caught the hiccups. So, if I hiccup in this, I apologize. I've had it all day. It's really annoying. So, I really liked it. Yeah, solid gameplay. Everything was good. There's another hiccup, by the way. You gotta watch for those hiccups. Mom always says, hold your breath and go upside down. That'll totally help. It doesn't just make you pass out. It totally helps your hiccups. So, if I constantly hiccup through this, do not blame me. I am not to blame. The hiccup gods are to blame. So, moving on. Well, it happened again. Okay, this is really starting to make me angry. Moving on. Okay, I think I can talk now. So, some good gameplay, and, it was... Oh, man, it keeps happening. Anyways, it was really fun, but I just don't really like the futuristic approach anymore. Like, it was good, but they kind of took it too far. Like, Advanced Warfare, yeah, I get it. It was supposed to be futuristic, and then Black Ops 3 came along, and it was still kind of futuristic. And I'm pretty sure Infinite Warfare is going to be futuristic as well. Forgive my hiccups, please. This is getting really annoying. Anyways, yeah, that's it for Advanced Warfare. So, moving on again. Number 6. And for number 6, we have Call of Duty MW2. So, I thought MW2 was awesome. Like, I thought it was really, really good. Had a good... hiccups are back again. Had a solid campaign. Had solid multiplayer, although MW2 was one of the more hacked ones as well. Oh my god. The hiccups are killing me. So yeah. It was kind of hacked, but the gameplay was still okay. I really liked the campaign. It was really good. So solid, if I'm grading, A minus. That's right, A minus. There you go. So I'm not going to grade all of these, but that's what I would give it, since I don't really have anything else to talk about for Modern Warfare 2. So moving on. Number 5, I believe. Yeah, I think it's number 5. Ooh. So for number 5, we are going to do World at War. So World at War was awesome. I really liked the oh, there's the hiccups again. I really liked the campaign. It could probably go for my favorite Call of Duty campaign. Maybe either that or Black Ops 1. I'm not sure, but it was a solid campaign. The multiplayer was pretty fun too. Like, I liked using all the old World War II weapons in multiplayer. It was kind of fun, just like the old days of Call of Duty 2 and all that stuff. So yeah, it was fun. Yeah, solid game. I want to get moving, so I'm not going to say too much about these games anymore, because, this video is going on 11 minutes. Ugh, another hiccup. 11 minutes. So, I want to make it kind of a little bit, less time consuming for, the viewers to watch. So, moving on. I don't know, my phone turned off. Okay, moving on now. Number 4. So, some of you may be disappointed, but I'm putting in number 4 for Black Ops 3. Now, Black Ops 3 was awesome. It was really, really awesome. It was a great game. The zombies was really awesome and definitely improved. Some people would still prefer the old zombies. Like, I think I'd prefer the old zombies, but the graphics improved and everything. It was all good. And multiplayer couldn't have been more popular, or still is, because, Infinite Warfare hasn't officially been, like, totally released to the point where everyone's playing it yet. I'm not sure. I haven't really been keeping up with that. I don't even know if it's soft launched yet or anything. I don't know. I'm going to put it in the list, though, even though I know nothing about it. So, Black Ops 3 was good. It was a solid game. The multiplayer got a little bit crazy with the supply packages, the crates, or whatever you call them. I'm having a brain fart for some reason, but those things you buy with you open them up and then you get things. It was in, oh my god, I'm having such a brain fart right now. But, whatever that is, I don't know why I forgot what it's called. But, yeah, that helped, and, for the most part, people weren't wasting all their money, but some people were wasting all their money. It's kind of tough to say, but a lot of people waste money on Call of Duty these days, I think, and that's not good. But the multiplayer was fun, campaign was fun, so, overall, good game. So, moving on again. Number 3. Number 3 is Infinite Warfare. Now, you guys may be going like, Mason, what are you doing? If you've never played the game, then why are you putting it on your list? Because I don't want to put Call of Duty 1 on my list, because that's like, I just don't like it, that's all. And I didn't want to fit it in, like, since there's a bunch of other, like, I'd prefer Infinite Warfare, even though I never played it, over Call of Duty 1. Call of Duty 1 was alright, but, it's not great. So, Infinite Warfare, the trailer looked interesting. It looks a little too futuristic, though. I hate the whole futuristic approach to Call of Duty. I think they need to get back to their old World War, older Black Ops roots and all that stuff, because those were the Call of Duty days. But, it still looked awesome with, like, the gameplay and all that stuff looked really, really good. So, but got, like, the most dislikes ever, but, I think it was still alright. So, moving on. Number 3. Number 3 is, drumroll, Black Ops 1. So, Black Ops 1 was great. It was solid. For some reason, the campaign it was kind of trippy in my view. It was kind of like, all those numbers really annoyed me. But it was a great campaign. It was really, really, really awesome. It's so interactive, and you get to do all that stuff and go back looking for things. It was great. And like I said, I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to go into great detail. Multiplayer was awesome. Like, it was really, really good. I loved the AK-47. Was like my favorite weapon in Black Ops 1. So, that was a huge upside, having the AK-47 to use. Zombies, the introduction, well, of course, World at War had zombies, but that was when zombies really started to kick off in Black Ops 1. Everyone wanted to play zombies. And then they released a mobile version of Black Ops Zombies as well, which is basically the same thing. They also released a mobile version of World at War Zombies that I don't think was as good. But overall, Black Ops 1, really, really solid game, just like all of them. And, I really enjoyed playing it. So, yeah, moving on. Number 2. So, for number 2, I chose Call of Duty 4. Obviously, I haven't chose Call of Duty 4 yet, and it's, it hasn't been on the list yet. I love Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4 was awesome. Not as awesome now because of all the, hacking and stuff, like I said before, with most of the older titles. But the campaign was awesome. I just loved it. The gameplay was great. I'm pretty sure on the PC, I remember playing Call of Duty 4 on the PC. It was kind of like the leaning thing, same as in Ghosts. By the way, Ghosts is not being included. I'm not a Ghost fan. I just didn't like Ghosts. Like, it was alright, and I thought, like, the gameplay and everything was alright, but some of the stuff was just boring, and it made no sense, some of it. So, that's that. It was a really good game, COD 4. Classic. You could spend hours and hours and hours on end playing that, and it wouldn't get boring. Or at least for me, it wouldn't get boring. So, yeah, there we go. There's Call of Duty 4, and for the number 1 Call of Duty game, I'm pretty sure since I said there was not Call of Duty 1 and there was not Call of Duty Ghosts, you might, if you're smart, already know what it is, but Black Ops 2. Now, some of you are going to be like, what? Again, I'm gonna pretend to be you guys. Mason, jar. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing putting Black Ops 2 as your favorite Call of Duty game? All it was terrible gameplay, lag, and whiny, screamy little kids trying to yell, cussing and stuff. That's all it was. But no, it wasn't. I thought that the campaign was probably also one of my favorites. It was so great just going around with all those guys. I don't remember it that much, but that old guy talking all the time and stuff. What I do remember, I haven't played it in a while, but what I do remember it was great going from place to place on those boats and stuff, looking for people, beating people up for evidence and stuff, blah, 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 blah. It was a good interactive campaign, and then the multiplayer was outstanding. Like, yes, they had forced game chat or whatever, which made it a lot more social, Call of Duty, because everyone had to have their microphones turned on so they could talk to each other while they're in the game. And then they had the party games. Well, they used to be called wager matches in Black Ops 1, but now they're called party games. Or not party games. No, it could have been party games. I'm not sure. I might be losing my mind, but whatever it was great. And, they add some extra modes, like gun game. Always pissing people off in wager matches on gun game when you're just knifing, and, classic Merc music. You get them all really, really angry, and they scream at you. But anyways, yeah, I thought Black Ops 2 was great, and the gameplay was just awesome, and they had some really, really good weapons that you could use. Some of it was kind of OP, like the miniguns and stuff, but, as all Call of Duties, you gotta have one of those OP kill streaks or all that stuff, you gotta have something a little OP, like the LSAT with target finder and suppress. All the noobs would use that, right? And they would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so good, but they're just hard scoping and spraying all over the place. But, it's alright, because it makes up, because it's a great game. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this list that I made of the top Call of Duty games. Now, I want to remind you one more time, this isn't, like, the best Call of Duty games. Like, there's no proof. It's just my view. It's what I think, right? So you guys can all have different opinions. So remember to leave a comment down below if you want me to, if there's any topics that you want me to cover in another video. Like I said, I'll take pretty much anything as long as it's not dirty or anything. As long as it's not completely random and, like, impossible to do. So, don't get me there. But, basically anything, any questions you have, I'll try and keep an eye on the comments as much as I can. So, please leave a like and subscribe, of course. And, we'll see if this channel kicks off. So, I'll see you in the next video. Later.